If I take a picture of someone who looks like someone else, that alone is not copyright infringement. It's more like scène-faire. It's more like we always allow these kinds of uses because there is no copyright protection for someone who looks like someone else.
This is a community-supported legal education channel. Find out how you can support our mission at the links in the description below.
All right, so last week saw a complaint filed, 9/2, September 2nd, against Forever 21 for copyright infringement, trademark infringement, false endorsement, violation of various California laws by Ariana Grande Butera, professionally known as Ariana Grande, and Grandari Inc., who I'm guessing is her holding company. And so this is against Forever 21 and Riley Rose LLC and I guess some John Does. Ariana Grande is an internationally renowned singer-songwriter-actress who, through years of hard work and dedication to her craft, has developed a personal brand and global following unparalleled by any of her peers. Indeed, Ms. Grande is one of the most successful artists in pop culture today, has the largest social media following of any female celebrity in the world. Given her stature and influence, she is highly sought after by companies hoping to secure her endorsement of their products, and those companies are willing to pay enormous sums of money to engage Ms. Grande to help promote their brands. Even a single social media post by Ms. Grande can garner fees of several $100,000, and her longer-term endorsement arrangements command fees in the millions. Hoping to benefit from Ms. Grande's celebrity and influence, in or around early 2019, Forever 21, the retail clothing store, I think, sought her endorsement of its clothing and accessory products, which she explicitly declined due to Forever 21's unwillingness to pay the fair market value for a celebrity of Ms. Grande's stature. Fearing irrelevance in a rapidly evolving market with increasing competition from other fast fashion brands, rather than pay Ms. Grande, Forever 21 and Riley Rose, the beauty company started by the daughters of Forever 21's founders, instead stole her name, likeness, and other intellectual property to promote their brands for free. Forever 21's and Riley Rose's unauthorized use. It's funny how they said they're going to start referring to them as defendants and then immediately stop. Forever 21 and Riley Rose's unauthorized use of Ms. Grande's name, image, likeness, and music to promote their brands and products are blatant and willful violations of her statutory and common law rights of publicity and constitute copyright infringement of plaintiffs' copyrights and trademarks under the Copyright and Lanham Acts, respectively. By this action, they seek an award of damages, a disgorgement of all profits, and an award of punitive damages to deter future violations. Let's skip jurisdiction and venue, let's skip parties, and let's get right to the allegations. Yes, we get it, she's a big star. Her career defies norms. She's released albums. We get it. She's been in Time magazine. She has success and star power and commercial draw. And then Forever 21 is a privately owned clothing retailer, approximately 815 stores in 57 countries around the world, 30,000 employees, and they sell clothing, shoes, handbags, and accessories targeting girls from 18 to 24. Founded in 1984, it has become a staple in nearly every shopping mall around the world by capitalizing on then revolutionary techniques of rapidly producing inexpensive clothing, making it one of the most well-known fast fashion brands in the world. Indeed, Forever 21's annual revenue totaled approximately $3.4 billion in 2017. They have faced competition from other fast fashion companies which do not have practical limitations and financial burdens that come with brick-and-mortar stores. And so, following the record-breaking release of the single Thank You Next by Ms. Grande in November of 2018, Forever 21 contacted Ms. Grande's representatives to discuss an endorsement. The endorsement deal sought with Ms. Grande centered around social media marketing, including but not limited to Twitter posts, and Instagram stories. Negotiations took place, but the proposed endorsement deal never came to fruition because the amounts Forever 21 offered to pay for the right to use her name and likeness were insufficient for her to accept. And I love it. They keep saying for an artist of her stature. They're really talking that up. Yes, she's popular, but like, okay, we get it. Like, we got it. As an audience reading this, if I was the judge, I'm like, okay, thank you, next. And let's keep going. Okay, so here is the actual advertisements. So let's take a look at examples. Examples of the unauthorized post depicting Ms. Grande published by defendants Forever 21 and Riley Rose. Again, they said already we're going to call them the defendants, and then they keep saying defendants Forever 21 and Riley Rose when they just need to say defendants now, right? So here is an Instagram post by Forever 21, and there's a person who looks very much like Ariana Grande. You can see some of these here. I think this is also an offending post, the Trending Tuesday. As part of the unauthorized marketing campaign, defendants falsely suggested Ms. Grande's endorsement by hiring a lookalike model and posting photos of that model in clothing and accessories that resemble clothing worn by Ms. Grande in her music videos, and the public immediately associates with Ms. Grande. Defendants did not simply use a model with a similar look or hairstyle. They used, 1, a model who looks strikingly similar to Ms. Grande. Now, okay, let's be clear here. Strikingly similar is a standard for copyright, and things that are strikingly similar would normally be an infringement if the original work is owned and enforced properly, and if the infringing work is said, as we said, strikingly similar. So normally it only needs to be substantially similar. Strikingly similar would be a sort of even stronger claim of copyright infringement. However, two people can look alike, and there is no copyright in the human body. Certainly you can have a copyright of, a picture of someone, but if I take a picture of someone who looks like someone else, that alone is not copyright infringement. It's more like scène faire. It's more like we always allow these kinds of uses because there is no copyright protection for someone who looks like someone else. So that alone, you could certainly be. I could understand how a person could think that maybe Ariana Grande is going a little bit far if all she's done is sued because someone looks like her. But let's continue. So not only was the model strikingly similar, she was also wearing a similar hairstyle to the one Ms. Grande wore in the Seven Rings video. She dressed in a top designed to look like the top worn by Ms. Grande in numerous well-known photographs. She wore a distinctive hair accessory worn by Ms. Grande in the Seven Rings video. She used a pose that is virtually identical to the pose in which Ms. Grande was photographed. The Seven Rings audio played over the post in some instances. The 7 from the Seven Rings video was displayed in the background, and in certain instances intermixed with photographs of Ms. Grande herself, and then it stops. So all this was done then intermixed with photographs of Ms. Grande that were posted by Forever 21, is what I think that means. And some of this was coupled with captions containing lyrics from Ms. Grande's Seven Rings song. So here are some examples. So here is the Seven Rings logo from the real music video, and then the lookalike model on the right. There's the 7 with the same colors, and if they haven't altered these colors, they look like they're spot on the same colors, like the same exact colors. And the lookalike model, I don't know how much she looks like Ariana Grande, but maybe she is wearing the same headpiece and same outfit. Okay. Here is the Forever 21 model on the left. Again, I'm sorry, the cheeks and the face are similar, but really not the same. However, okay, she's wearing a puffy thing on her head with tassels coming out of it. Okay, is that really copyright infringement? Let's continue. So that's Forever 21 on the left and Ms. Grande in the Seven Rings video on the right. Let's see here. Here's a similar outfit. Forever 21 on the left has camo pants, like pinkish, various shades of pink camo pants or pink or purple camo pants. And I don't know. Again, the one on the left doesn't show us that it's, doesn't show us her face, so it's hard to see or say that it's Ariana Grande. But that's Ariana on the right and Forever 21 on the left. The resemblance is uncanny, and Forever 21's intent was clear, to suggest to the viewing public that Ms. Grande endorsed Forever 21. When she discovered the infringement, she contacted her attorneys and agents, and they demanded that Forever 21 take down all unauthorized uses. Defendants did not remove all of the unauthorized content. They had to be contacted again, and they remained on social media until at least April 17th, so they misappropriated approximately 14 weeks of advertising. So there are various claims of relief. It's going to be copyright and trademark. Do we really need? We don't really need to go over all of that. We're just going to stop there, I think. This seems like they're asking for $10 million in damages for each violation. I don't know if that'll be cumulative or not. But that's really only if they prove that all of this really was a violation of copyright or trademark. So what do you think? Maybe I should go back and put some of this up on the screen so we can talk about it.
So my first comment on it is that the way that media articles were covering it, they said that she's suing over a lookalike model, which is not true. If they had just used that model and nothing else, there would be no issue. Right. So what they're saying is that, look, they took parts of images from her video. They took the color scheme. They took the style. They took a lot of elements. Sometimes in their advertisements, they tagged Ariana Grande. They had tried to license her legit and were denied because they weren't offering enough money. And so they did a knockoff version of this same advertisements without paying her. And to me, like, one individual ad would probably not be enough, but the cumulative effect of all of the ads together, and that each ad takes different aspects, that to me is more persuasive than if it had just been one image.
Yeah, this image here is really one of the ones that gets me. Like, I really, from a copyright perspective or even trademark perspective, I don't know if I really could care less about the lookalike model. People have used lookalike models all the time. We had the Grand Theft Auto Lindsay Lohan case where they said that putting a model in Grand Theft Auto that looked like Lindsay Lohan, that's not a violation. They didn't say it was Lindsay Lohan. They didn't imply it was Lindsay Lohan. And in fact, it may have even been a satire or parody of a Lindsay Lohan type character. You know, the up-and-coming young female star who transitions from innocent childhood to sort of just like complete adulthood, like overwhelming adulthood. You know, Macaulay Culkin went through his version of that. I think Lindsay Lohan went through her version of that. I'm pretty sure every female star has gone through that. And the ones that managed to go through the transition without blowing up, that's like Emma Watson, for example, hasn't blown up like that. Like she's maintained her composure from transitioning from a child star to an adult star. She hasn't seemed to have fallen into drugs and sex and alcohol and partying and all that. And if she has, she's been very appropriate. Or yes, exactly. She's been, in an adult way, appropriate about it, so that it doesn't affect her in such a way that we can all tell. You know what I mean? Certainly, there's nothing wrong with someone doing the legal versions of those things. It's when it sort of blows up in a dramatic fashion that Entertainment Weekly and others sort of pick it up. World Star Hip Hop. So looking at this one, okay, so this is definitely some kind of copyright or trademark violation if they're using this design from Seven Rings in the video or in the advertisement. That's definitely some kind of violation there. But is somebody wearing glossy lipstick and makeup and, can I say it, like terrible eyebrows and like these tassely, poofy things on their headband, like this one doesn't look terribly much like copyright infringement or trademark to me.
No.
arguments could be made.
So my argument against this being copyright infringement or trademark infringement is the settings. So yeah, the lookalike model, I really don't think they look that similar, but even if they did, I'm not confused that that's Ariana Grande. Tactical said that she said that fans of Ariana Grande would instantly recognize this as being like
Not,
a lookalike of Ariana Grande.
yeah, not Ariana Grande, but
Yeah,
a lookalike.
but would instantly recognize this as evoking Ariana Grande.
Sure, okay.
One, I don't think the copyright standard cares if you evoke something. It cares if you copy something.
Right. It has to be substantially similar, and
Yeah.
it has to be substantially similar in protected elements. Could we say that these two images here have substantial similarities? Yeah, I can agree that there are similar things in here, and they're so similar that they're probably substantially similar. But are any of these protected elements? Do you have a protection in the camo pattern on clothing? I don't think so. So combine that with the fact that she's wearing a different belt, a different top, a different necklace, different shoes. Yeah, in total, it's substantially similar, but I don't think any of those things are protected elements. Where I see a
No,
protected
I don't think so
element is
either.
back up here in the 7. The 7 is obviously the exact same 7. And it's got the same border, and it's the exact same color, and it's in the context that it was used next to Ariana Grande. So this is the violation here. I don't see this as a violation. I don't see this as a violation. Certainly those are cause for concern and further investigation, but if I was the attorney, I would not sue over this and this. And this is what the attorney's leading with. We've got this one violation that is clearly, to me, clearly a violation. But how about these others? So I think Forever 21 is on the hook for something here. I don't think it's everything that they've alleged.
Now, in some
Yeah.
of those advertisements, they used Ariana Grande's lyrics.
Okay, lyrics are also protected.
Yeah, so even if the image might not be 100% like confusing that Ariana endorsed it or not, if they used her lyrics, then I would think that that was her endorsing the product.
Okay, it's at least copyright infringement. And when you make a profit through copyright infringement, you do suffer a claim for a disgorgement of all profits. So if you've profited using someone's copyright, they can ask the court to have an accounting done of all of your money that you made from the thing, and that which is profit can be taken away, all of it. So you make no profit off of your thing. And then because they've also incurred some goodwill here, Ariana Grande's fans or people who got fooled by it or something may have actually bought products from Forever 21 thinking that Ariana Grande endorsed them. There might be some goodwill here. There might be some customers, they got new customers and stuff. And so it's not just the profits directly attributable to this, but also some other deterrent. So that's a tough one on those second and third violations, but this one that we're looking at here, I think that's a pretty clear violation.
Now, in terms of damages, they didn't say what Ariana Grande asked for to do a legit endorsement.
They did not disclose her licensing fee.
Yeah, so given that they tried to get a legit license, they didn't. They proceeded with some similar advertisements, quoted her lyrics, tagged her in the Instagram stories, whatever. Could Ariana Grande say, okay, well, obviously their infringement was not accidental. It was planned, and ask for the licensing fee that she originally asked for in terms of damages, because that's what they should have paid in order to get her endorsement? Or would it just be damages, like how much money they've made?
It would probably be a combination of many of those things, especially since they've alleged trademark infringement and copyright infringement and violations of California business codes and all that. So they'd have various remedies. So we would start kind of with the profits, or we would start with the actual damages. If they've registered the copyrights on these things, which they likely have, then they have access to statutory damages. And so the judge will get to hear, or the jury will get to hear, all of these options for determining an amount of money. Now, the plaintiff's attorneys could make it so complicated that a jury would have trouble figuring it out, but it's also their job to make it simple enough so a jury can figure it out. So, it's hard to say what the final number will be. There seems to be asking for something around $10 million for each violation. I'm going to say maybe $10 million total would be what I would expect. 10 million, maybe it could be multiplied by 3 for willful infringement or something. I would say we're probably I would estimate we're going to be okay with the $10 million if they get it. So that is our show, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this Luxembourg edition of Lawful Masses. Thank you to all of our supporters. Remember, this is a community-supported legal education channel. We try to bring you daily and hopefully soon more than once daily videos about contemporary topics of law. We like to try and find the interesting things where we can explain something that the mainstream media or lay people will not necessarily understand, and without the benefit of a legal analysis. So we try to make this interesting for you, and with your support, we hope to take this to the next level within the next coming months. So thank you to Brandon, our editor, who is with us in the studio today, the virtual studio. Brandon is our community manager and soon to be our full-time editor. We want to pay him a living wage, so if you would like to help us pay him a living wage, please don't forget to support us on patreon.com/ljfrench or sponsus.com/law. You can also support us by subscribing to our channel, watching our content, clicking the bell, and choosing all notifications. YouTube is not sending our subscribers all notifications unless they do that, so gentle reminder to do that. Thank you very much to those who are supporting us financially in the month of September. Thank you to Joshua Davis of TandaPay. We are working on not just a TandaPay video, but also working on information about how you can either support or get on a list or get more information about TandaPay. Currently, we want you to go read the medium.com article that is in the description below of how or why Joshua Davis says TandaPay is going to work. And it is a really cool technology, and until we have all that put together, I'm not going to go further into a description. Once we have our messaging all unified, we will make the video and have some unified messaging here on our channel. Thank you also to our $50 plus supporters, John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Kyle Mudrak, Eevi, Michael Pearce, Spirit Bear, Jan Negrey, Daniel Perez, Snorre Wisotzky, Joe Tyson, and Blackleaf. Thank you very much for your support at the $50 level, and thank you to the $5 plus supporters who will be scrolling in front of me on the crawl at the end of the video. I'll ask Brandon to put some Luxembourg travel video. We have 1 million videos and pictures from our tour that we took of Luxembourg City yesterday. I have almost 200 video clips to put together, and Brandon will probably put some photographs in the outro here. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for joining me today. I am Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney. Thank you to Tactical Bra for joining us in the virtual studio as well. Love you all. Everyone have a great weekend and a great week. I'll see you in the videos that drop and in the comments below. Love you all. Bye.